In the name of God Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, may the peace of God be upon you. It is an honor to welcome you all at the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy 2014, presented to His Excellency Dr. Jamal Sanad Al Suwaisi, Director General of the ECSSR Emirates Center for Strategic Studies and Research. We start this event with an introductory remark of His Excellency Dr. Jamal Sanad Al Suwaidi, and I'm honored to address it on his behalf. And the following is the address. In the name of God Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, may the peace of God be upon you. In the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you. You are in your country, the UAE, and at the ECSSR, where amidst this great support to the ECSSR by the President of the UAE, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, may God protect him, who believes in the value of education and the advancement of the nations. It is the journey that the peoples of the world have gone through, and the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the Chairman of the ECSSR, to carry on with determination. This is the methodology, the track and the journey of the nations in tracking strategies and taking our own decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my appreciation and thanks to the Fondazione Mediterraneo and Mr. Michel Capasso, its founder, and the members of the institution for presenting the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy 2014. And from my own place, I would like to commend this foundation and its role since its inception in the year 1991, which focuses on promoting peace, dialogue, and rapprochement between peoples. I would like to commend its efforts in honoring VIP figures, intellectuals, researchers who contribute in a positive role in promoting the culture of peace and encouraging dialogue between civilizations through the prizes that this foundation is presenting to the people, such as the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy and the Mediterranean Awards for Institutions and the Mediterranean Award for Civil Society and the Mediterranean Award for Culture. And in this occasion, I would like to express my appreciation and thanks to these people, esteemed people from the intellectual and cultural world, who have been keen on attending our event and participating in giving this award, which is considered one of the most important awards in Europe and the Mediterranean, where a number of intellectuals and cultured people and presidents of the states have been given this award, those who have participated in encouraging dialogue between nations to restore peace and prevail peace and encouraging humanity all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the culture of appreciating the efforts of others is a very important factor. It emanates from our culture and Islamic religion to encourage those who exert all the efforts in appreciation of other people's efforts in building the societies and giving them force to express further or exert further efforts in developing the societies and depending on national powers. The culture of giving awards is a very important characteristic in developing those who exert all the efforts in appreciation for people who are committed as a basics for the creation of the federation since its inception by the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan, and he was keen on consecrating this methodology. The president of the state, may God protect him, Sheikh Khalifa, and with the follow-up and the efforts exerted by the Crown Prince, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince and Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the Chairman of the ECSSR. ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, to give me this award for diplomacy 2014 makes me feel proud and appreciated and increases my enthusiasm for exerting further efforts. And this is a great impetus for further accomplishments in the future and gives me the trust that I am walking on the true path and journey. And from my position, I would like to ascertain that this award, it is an appreciation for me, for my efforts, but it lays on me great responsibility to exert further efforts, which was the basics of giving me this award, and in achieving rapprochement between the peoples through what is known by comparative diplomacy, built on creating culture and knowledge, in creating these events and promoting the cultural and intellectual and scientific research, which is considered part of the work of the ECSSR, and consecrating it in the Emirati society, especially in the Arabic region in general. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, at the end of my speech, I would like to reiterate my thanks for all those who participated in this event in my own professional life, and I would like to thank Dr. Abdelhaq Azzouzi, the academic and the researcher and from Morocco, who have attended a number of strategic and developmental committees, and Dr. Horia Benklon for also coming to participate in this occasion. Wishing everyone all the success. May the peace of God be upon you.
والآن يشرفني دعوة الأستاذ ميشيل كاباسو رئيس المؤسسة المتوسطية بالجمهورية الإيطالية لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل مشكورا. Sir, you most welcome. The floor is yours.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Welcome, everyone, ladies and gentlemen.
Sono estremamente commosso perché
I am honored and I'm very happy to welcome you all. So I would like to say that I was a founder of this foundation, and our founders said in April last year that he wanted to visit Abu Dhabi, this city. So he came here, and he was 86 years old before he died. And he said that this award must be granted to a prominent figure from this country. So he was also a co-founder of a very important military school where our Italian ambassador here in Abu Dhabi graduated. So he was also the president of the jury, and he was expecting that this award would be granted to a prominent figure from the UAE. So also, this is a historical moment. I would like to shed light on this moment with during our meeting with Mr. Jamal. Now, in Rome, millions of people are gathering. Of course, the Pope is there. And there was the canonization of John Paul II and another Pope. Also, they were canonized, and we focused also on their role, the role they played in the culture and civilization. So our Fondazione Mediterraneo was always working on this issue. We were also invited to St. Peter's Square in Rome to meet the Pope, and they told me, why are you leaving this event and going to Abu Dhabi? And I said that I am taking this award to grant it to you. I am very honored to present it to you because you built peace and you organized events, cultural events, and you are exerting tremendous efforts in order to build peace, because you can transform the power into love between people and into friendship. You are being friendly, and this serves peace and dialogue between civilizations. I am very honored today. I'm very proud and happy. And I feel deeply moved to be here among you, to grant you this prominent award to such an important figure that is an honor for the UAE and for the world in general. Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi is a very important thinker. I read some of his books and writings, and I saw through our communication and through the social media that he has a lot of important ideas. Dr. Jamal is indeed one of the most important thinkers in the world in the 21st century, and he is capable of predicting, in cooperation with the Fondazione Mediterraneo that that started working in 1991 and became one of the most important international organizations, and gives a great deal of importance to the Arab and Islamic world. So now we have an effective cooperation that serves the interests of the two regions, the Arab Islamic region and the other region, in order for us to be able, as Western region and Arab region, to lead the globalization, the new form of globalization, and to be able to continue our mission. Dr. Jamal is an honor for his country and for the Gulf countries and Arab countries in general. So he was working with us ever since the inception of our foundation, 1991, and we did some great work when the EU started to draw the cooperation between Europe and the Mediterranean region, and they gathered between all the countries in the Mediterranean region. They knew that they cannot draw the history through only writing words. This was a historical failure. We need to expand this in order to encompass also the Gulf countries, because they had a lot of cultural works, and they would worked on achieving a rapprochement between civilizations, and they also were able to avert a lot of wars. So we need to work in the Mediterranean region with the UAE, which is considered a very important reference. I visited this country in 1980s, and I noticed the hospitality of the Emirati people, who are able to understand others and to give and to be partners to others. I was really stunned by this hospitality, and when I came back, I arrived actually yesterday to the UAE, and I noticed a huge development. And also I noticed that this hospitality and this openness is still intact. And I was really positively surprised when I met Dr. Jamal Sanad Suwaidi. I saw that he is a thinker, a very important thinker, who is positively contributing from his country, from the UAE. He is contributing personally to this international order. We are all working, in fact, together in this new international order. That encompasses a lot of prominent figures, and I spoke about that in a gathering at the UN lately. There are some politicians of second degrees, and there are thinkers of first degrees. I said that in one of the sessions of the United Nations. We need to cooperate with the thinkers who are from they are considered to be very important, such as President Gorbachev. Politicians now think of other things. How can they talk and be able to communicate in this international world? And Dr. Jamal is one of the pioneers of this field, because he was able, through exerting tremendous efforts, to tell us the story of the importance of strategic partnerships and relations between people who need to achieve these strategies and partnerships. As a Fondazione Mediterraneo, we work with 500 cultural organizations and institutions in the world, and we cooperate with them. It is indeed very important now, while the Pope John Paul II, who is being canonized today, he wrote at the end of his days, he wrote a lot of words. Of course, there are a lot of important books and holy books such as the Bible and the Quran, but there are also other writings who are very important. When a person writes the history of his sufferings, the person who suffers has a certain point of view to life, which allows other people to understand what needs to be done. So in this context, Dr. Jamal was able to unify the suffering and the thinking. He was able to gather both, which led to a very important result, and not only important for his country, the United Arab Emirates, but to all of us. And we are grateful for the role he played, for this very effective role he is playing. It is truly very important. he is transmitting to us his future vision, or the future vision of His Highness Sheikh Khalifa, President of the UAE, and the vision of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, who together or both have a very important futuristic view. They built this country and they were able to achieve a lot. Dr. Jamal today is a symbol for peace, for dialogue. That's why the Fondazione Mediterraneo decided from its headquarters in Napoli, which is a big city the size of Jerusalem and New York. So we decided to award him this token that was prepared by the sculptor Mario in 1995. This token was put in our embassy in the presence of the ambassadors of all the countries. This token was presented in this and his son is here with us, Morillari, and they were able to keep this token safe and to preserve it. And in Monsiatella, in this military academy, another version of this token was presented, and they decided to keep Dr. Jamal this token, which is considered a very important achievement from the artist Mario Molinari. So Dr. Jamal, it is our great pleasure to give you this original token from this artistic work. It is a gift to you and to the people of this country, the people of the United Arab Emirates, this developed country. I am saying this honestly and frankly. I haven't lived in this country, but the people of this country can live actually in peace and development in order to contribute to a better future, and using their fortune and their wealth in building a future which is not only based on economic wealth but also on civilizations and humanity. Dr. Jamal, you are indeed a man with a very important role. You are a model for these young people. You played a role in our cultural history since 1980s. And I noticed this development today, and I would like to salute you in the name of the Fondazione Mediterraneo, because you deployed such tremendous efforts. And I would like at the end to salute Professor Abd al-Haq. And because we worked together for long years in Morocco and in Napoli, Italy. We work together in culture, and we worked also in Mediterranean culture in particular. So now, at this important time of the European history, after a few days, the European elections will be held. A lot of citizens maybe feel unhappy with the European Union, who was not able to give enough to the European people, but the main basic remains peace. In 1974, we proposed to, for example, for Morocco and Turkey to become a part of the Mediterranean countries. We proposed that in 1994. And Turkey is asking to become a member of the European Union, and we support that. Turkey noticed that politics were an impediment to this accession to the European Union. But we need to be today all able to build a better world. And I conclude with this sentence. I would like to say and repeat what the late Najib Mahfouz said when he received the Nobel Prize for Literature. So the culture does not create the man creates culture. And I'm very happy to be here today to grant you, Dr. Jamal, this token, this prize, because you are working on building a big culture and you believe in the partnership between cultures and the dialogue and the friendly relations between the Arab Islamic region and the Western region in order to achieve the benefit of all the people in the world. I would like to thank you, and I'm very happy to be amongst you. I would like to call on the son of the artist Marco Molinari to grant the prize to Dr. Jamal.
ألف مبروك لسعادة دكتور.
Congratulations, Dr. Jamal Sanad Aswaidi. Congratulations to the Emirates Center for Strategic Studies and Research. Congratulations to the UAE. This prize is an excellent achievement added to our list of achievements for the UAE. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Abdelhak Assouzi, academic faculty member and head of several strategic and development institutions, both past and present, from the Kingdom of Morocco. You may take the floor, Professor.
Bismillah.
In the name of God Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, may the peace of God be upon you. This Mediterranean award, in its different kinds, constitute the fruit of people who have participated and contributed in building the alliance of civilizations and cultural diversity all over the world, and the fruit of people who have worked to consecrate peace and security above all. Michel Capasso, I know him personally 15 years ago. And God is my witness that he always held high the token of encouraging the audacious initiatives through which human civilization is being built, family civilization, the common households are being built, and along with a number of figures all over the world and amongst the elite of those who are working from the UN, European Union, European Commission, especially the countries of Euro-Mediterranean, one of the most important people who really worked with the French president back then, Jacques Chirac, and with Nicolas Sarkozy, the Union for Euro-Mediterranean in the year 2008. And they have organized a number of conferences, international conferences and Euro-Mediterranean conferences, who have been behind a number of plans and development strategies in the Mediterranean world. But the most important thing of what we can say about the Mediterranean Award is that it consecrates people who have given themselves and their lives for a mutual life to bring forward wealth. And the prize and the award in its intellectual part is an appreciation for scientists, for intellectuals, for academics, who contribute through their own strategies and through their own writings and through their current intellect and through the institutions that they chair in building a diplomatic platform which brings together creation or creativity, intellectual seminars, forums, all of which have been part of Dr. Jamal Sanad Al Suwaidi, who is considered a pride and joy for the United Arab Emirates, for the Gulf countries and the Arab world and the world in its entirety. He is a man, as Dr. Michel Capasso has said, he's a warrior, he's a gladiator. He is a person who brings pride not only for his country, but for the principles that he holds in his heart. He works so hard and is keen on implementing everything what he wants. It is a continuation, definitely, for what the late Sheikh Zayed has established for the United Arab Emirates, and it is a continuation for what the UAE is adopting of strategic developmental policy, intellectually and economically, and within the society, and so on and so forth. And if I can really describe in this great intellectual forum and in this great intellectual wedding, varied wedding in its entirety, the UAE and this award in itself for my generation and for future generations, the issue of trust and hope, trust, confidence and hope. or trust is the protector for the institutions. It is a protector for the institutions, for the young people, and it's an inspiration for the peoples, for the work, for common living. You find this characteristic in the late Sheikh Zayed, present within him in the track and the journey of the late Sheikh Zayed, because he instituted the trust and confidence between the peoples, the people of the UAE. If there were no trust and confidence, we should really forget about the institutions. If there were no democracy, there will be a schism in the field of trust and confidence. The institutions will decay, and huge decayance will occur, and then the hope that creates creativity, innovation, creates development. Trust and confidence and hope, in my opinion, are the most important two strategic characteristics upon which the countries and the peoples are built, and upon which the UAE is being built. And they are both characteristics worked on by Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi. I think that the International Committee and the jurors constituted by 43 countries, and which have decided to give this award for Dr. Jamal Al-Suwaidi, it built its decision on trust and hope held by Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi. We would like to congratulate him, congratulate his family, small family, nuclear family, and the family of the UAE for this award. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you, Dr. Abdelhaq Azzouzi, for your speech and your feelings now with the address of the employees of the ECSSR will be held by the Director of the Department of Training. You have the floor.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, honorable guests, colleagues, may the peace of God be upon you. We received with pride the news of granting Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi, Director General of the Emirates Center for Strategic Studies and Research, the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy by the Fondazione Mediterraneo for the year 2014, and this as an appreciation for his efforts deployed in order to achieve the rapprochement between peoples and reinforce the concept of parallel diplomacy based on building knowledge and intellectual knowledge. And we wanted to celebrate His Excellency in order to honor him and honor ourselves for having him. Honorable Assembly, in order to achieve civilizational excellence, the people must be honored and must be praised, especially when the praise comes from a foundation as important as the Fondazione Mediterraneo, and when the award is an award the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy, and when the person who is honored is an important person such as Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi. Here, this award takes another dimension based on the value and the basics of our culture, and all of this expresses what an individual can do in order to serve his society and the world as a whole. Honorable Assembly, I would like to thank you all for participating in this ceremony, and I would like to present the roses for our honorable guests, thanking them for being part of the ceremony today. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Jamal Sanad Al-Suwaidi for having received the Mediterranean Award for Diplomacy 2014. I wish you all the success, sir, and may the peace of God be upon you. Thank you, Ms. Musafri, for your kind words that you said for the employees of the Emirates Center for Security Studies.
أدعوكم جميعا إلى مؤدبة.
Now I would like to invite you all to have lunch, and the employees will help you and lead you to the lunch banquet. Thank you very much.